Eu estou aqui com o Todd.
Oi, welcome.
Todinho.
Todinho.
And I'm also here with Bianca.
Hello.
They're all from the United States, right?
Yeah.
So where are you from?
I'm from Washington State.
Washington State. And where are you from?
I'm from the great state of Arizona.
The great state of Arizona. Okay, so we're gonna go with you first because you are one of the leaders here.
I am.
So there are 3 leaders. So Todd.
Yes, Kelly.
Is it your first time here in Brazil?
This is my first time. Yeah, I was supposed to come 4 years ago, but COVID canceled that. So very redemptive being here actually 4 years later.
Okay, amen. What have you been thinking about Brazil?
Oh, I love it. I love it so much. Yeah. It's been so great to be here for the first 3 weeks. We were in Brasilia and now here in Goiânia. And yeah, I just love it. I love the culture so much. I love all you guys, all the Brazilians that we've met. It's been really an incredible experience to just feel so welcomed. And I mean, we're here to serve and to bless, but I mean, I feel so much more served and so much more blessed while being here. Also trying amazing food.
Amazing food.
Yeah, I've gotten to see a lot of cool nature and animals. I was like this close to a toucan. It was really cool.
That's true.
No.
I was there too.
Yeah, you were. But yeah, it's been an amazing experience, and I don't think this will be my last time in Brazil.
Amen. Yeah. Okay, let's hope not. So you have been in Europe for a time, for like 3 years now?
Yeah, 3 to 4 years.
How is it different to talk about Jesus here in Brazil and talk about Jesus in Europe?
Very different. Very different. I think both Brazil and Europe have a foundation on Christianity, so there is an awareness of Jesus no matter where you go. So I think that is similar, but how it's expressed and how it's talked about is very different in my experience. So yeah, I've been in Switzerland and Lausanne for about 3 years, a little more than that. And whenever we would go out into the city, talk to people about Jesus, you have to really dig for a while before you even get to that point. So I usually start with small talk and try to get to know people, but that's like 1 in 4 times if people don't and just continue walking off, But here in Brazil, it's super open. I've loved getting to talk to people. People will just come up to you and we'll immediately start talking about Jesus. I think there are some different views here. There's very strongly Catholic here. And so just kind of bridging that gap is yeah, I'm a follower of Jesus. Oh, I believe in Jesus too. And then kind of going deeper and what does that actually mean? I think is kind of what I've seen here is I try to ask who actually is Jesus to you? What does that mean to you? What does relationship with Jesus look like? And so I think, yeah, that's what I would say. But it's been a great experience so far.
Great. Awesome. My next question is for you. After all that he said about Europe and now Brazil, my question for you is, because this is your first mission trip, right?
Yes.
Was it your dream, since you were a kid, to be a missionary? How does that start in your life?
Actually, no. I did not ever think I would be a missionary because I actually wasn't. I didn't have a close relationship with God until really when I started YWAM, to be honest. So I had a relationship with God when I was 16, but I still was very much in the world. And so, I didn't really, I right now wouldn't say that it was a strong relationship, but yeah, I went to a conference called The Send, which you probably know. It was very big a couple years ago here. Yeah. And I went there in September, and I had someone prophesy over me that I would be a missionary. And I was like, thank you, but no, I won't. And and I was going to go to college, but all those plans just fell through. And it really, I now can see that was God. And yeah, and then I just ended up, I was going to do a different YWAM, and God redirected me again, and I ended up being here. And so, yeah, being a missionary was not at all what I planned on doing. It just really was God, and now I've learned to really trust his plan because it's so much better. But yeah, it's been
really
it's
good.
been much better than I would have ever thought. So
Do you think that okay, so after all this process with God, of him like telling you what his plans are and stuff, would you say that this is your calling? Or you're still figuring it out?
as of right now, as of right now, I do have this fire. So as of right now, that's what it feels like. But I also just want to keep it open. I don't want to like limit, be like, yes, so this is what I think it is, because I've seen in my life and other people's lives how God maybe will have you one way and then just shift you. But I've really grown such this passion for just sharing the gospel with the lost, and especially young kids, and especially young girls. That's really, over these past few weeks, God's really created this fire. So I would really love if that was my calling, but and as of now it feels like that, but I cannot say for sure. But
Yeah.
yeah.
And it's okay. I mean, I think during missions, everybody thinks that like, yeah, everybody's doing missions because they know already that they want to be a missionary. Like sometimes no, sometimes they're just doing missions just to figure it out. And it's okay, because this is a really great way to know God and know how's your relationship with him.
Mm-hmm.
But now you, as a missionary in a full-time for 3 years now,
It's been a minute.
do you feel that this is your calling?
Yeah, I would say it'll just look different, I think, going forward. But yeah, God's definitely given me such a heart for missions, such a heart for the nations. It's just such a passion of mine. Meeting people specifically from different nations and cultures, just hearing their stories. God spoke to me last year that he's really called me to be kind of a bridge between nations, whether I'm in a nation and I'm just a bridge of God's love there, or if I'm wherever I'm at and he'll send the nations to me. I feel like that's always going to be part of my life. And so, yeah, whatever it looks like going forward, I know that's always something I want to do, and that's a passion I'll always have, is no matter what I'm doing, I want to, really be aligned with God's heart and what he wants to do in missions, in nations.
Amen.
Yeah,
Amen.
such a love I have, yeah.
Amen. Okay, one last question.
Yeah.
Okay, one last question for you and one last question for you.
Beautiful.
How can we, as not full-time missionaries, how can we help you guys? Yes, we're talking about finances.
Oh, are you?
Oh, okay. Oh, we can talk about anything else. But
How can we help?
how can we help you guys?
Like actually, like help this team, or like what do you mean?
No, help like in general. Like I
like
want to
how
help a
would you-
missionary. What can I do to help them?
Okay. I am a big believer in the power of prayer. And so really it starts with that. Just be praying. If you know missionaries in your family or friends, just be praying for them. Ask them what they need prayer for. It really is amazing how God moves through prayer. And so I would say definitely just start with that. And there's nothing that in your life can happen that will prevent you from being able to pray. So just, I think that's the biggest thing. But yeah, I think just be honest, ask questions. I think that's something. I think that's actually been a challenge as a full-time missionary these last few years. Like whenever I go home, it's like, oh, okay, cool. What did you do? Okay, great. Now life is normal again. I would say ask questions. I love to share stories, and there's so many stories to share that happen just suddenly or just over a span of time that God has been doing in my life, and I know so many other missionaries' lives in their time in the mission field. So I would say just ask questions. I think that's a great way to help, and it helps us process what God's doing as well, and to be able to encourage others, whether they're in the mission field or not. So ask questions, and then that's also something like that financially will come out too. Like I need this if I want to continue this. So, but yeah, that's what I would say. Just be engaging. Just ask questions of what God's doing.
Nice.
And
That's true.
get to know them.
Yeah. Ask questions. Ask questions. Put in the comments questions that you have for missionaries. Okay. Thank you so much, Tadinho.
Of course.
All right. Our last question of the day is for you. And now, if you could give a tip for your Bianca 3 months ago about being a missionary and about this whole new thing, what would you say? What would it be your tip for new missionaries just like you?
I think really walking in faith, but not even just in as big as like, oh, you're gonna go to a nation and you're gonna go do all this, but even in little things, I've noticed that God will just tell you to go say something that you find so random to someone, and you think like, why, what, like this is so weird, and you just think that, but when you go up and talk to them, it really, you can see how God moves through that, and you can really see how he talks through you. And I think just having this like overwhelming amount of faith is really so important. And whether you are like going to different nations, or whether you are just or whether you're staying somewhere for a long time, and you can do that with like anywhere you go, with any situation. And yeah, that's been a big prayer of mine as of recently. I'm like, God, can you please overwhelm me with faithfulness? And yeah, I'd say that's what I would want to tell myself, and really trusting God, and just because he's got you.
That's true.
But yeah, it can be hard, but like I don't know, it's so beautiful to see, like when you do step in obedience, like what comes out of that is so much more than you could expect. So yes.
Amen. Yes. Thank you so much for your guys' time. Thank you so much for your stories and for being here. You guys are great.
You're great.
Okay.
You're great.
Oh, thank you. Stop it. Oh my gosh. De boa, mano. Ok. Gente, dá um like aí se você gostou desse vídeo. Say that in Portuguese. Dá um like. Okay, where's the...
Oh. Gente, dá um like. De boa na lagoa. Suave na nave.
I'll see you in the nations, guys.
Bye bye. See you in the nations.